Hey, welcome. We on episode 4. Y'all, we made it to episode 4. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Hey, if you can't give yourself a round of applause, nobody else will give you a round of applause. But that's cool, though. That's all right. So, hey, come on in. Bring your chair up. You know how we do it. Get your rocking chair. We thought about it. We was like, you know, if you don't have a rocking chair, I guess you can use like a little what they call it, one of the little beach chair. You know, they be laying out on the beach.
Right, little beach chair.
Yeah, you get your beach chair. You can get a one of them chairs that you put
beanie
at the
bag.
bar.
It don't matter.
A beanie bag, like you could put, I don't know, like one of them lawn chairs. You put one of them kind of chairs. Hey, you can sit on whatever it is you want to sit on. Pull it up with us. Get you a nice cold drink of beverage. Go on, pull up and rock with us. That's what we want to do. We want to sit down. We want to just talk and discuss some things. So, like this recording, like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you're watching and you haven't subscribed. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I know who ain't subscribed. I'm looking at you right now. We know, trust me. You go get an email in your box saying, hey man, stop watching if you ain't subscribed. So I know who you are. Go ahead and subscribe and help your boys out, man. Help your people out, man. We just coming out here thinking. Exactly. Like, stop it. We see you. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, before we jump into the topic, make sure if you have any kind of inquiries or anything that you want to send to us, we taking it all. We ain't ducking no smoke. Good emails, bad emails, questions if you have any questions, suggestions for topics, anything. Send it to Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. That's Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. Send us your questions. Send us anything that you would like to say to us, words of encouragement, things we could do better. Send it to us and we'll take it under advisement. Oh, wait, we'll take it in. We messed it up again. What is it? We'll take it under consideration. There it is. Man, I don't know why I keep messing that one up. All right, so
before we start though, bro, shout out Big Rod.
Oh yeah, shout out.
That's Pops, 71st
birthday
today.
Yeah, we could.
How could we forget Big Rod, the patriarch? Had a shout
how could we forget the patriarch of the family? It's his birthday. Just turned 71 years old. That boy old.
I was just gonna say that boy old.
Boy, real old,
man. 15.
Yeah, he's real old. He's doing all the kind of little, things that the older people do. They be having technology problems. Like they just be responding to you. Sometimes don't be having nothing to do with nothing. But hey, that's what happens. Yeah, forgetting stuff. Yeah, doing all the things that the older people do. But that's good though, because you're still in the land of the living. We love you. Happy birthday to our dear dad. So, you got anything else you want to jump in? We good? All right. Here we go, y'all. Episode number 4. We was thinking about this one. And so this episode is going to be about things that we've seen that have been exposed since the Charlie Kirk tragedy. If there has been anything that has been exposed since the Charlie Kirk tragedy, I think that's how we'll say that there. So before we actually get into it, we want to let you know what this episode is not. Okay, we're going to tell you what this is not going to be about. This is not going to be about what actually occurred to Charlie Kirk, because we all agree, if you're an honest person, if you're a person in your right mind, that what occurred should not have occurred, and it was a tragic situation for everybody who was there, who witnessed it, for his family, wife, the kids, everybody involved in his organization. It was a tragic event that should never occurred, and the people involved need to be held to the fullest extent of the law and get punished rightly. And if we were in the right society, that punishment, we believe, would be unaliving in they don't put you in the chairs no more.
Right, they don't do that.
They do.
They still do what? Lethal injection?
Yeah, they put something in you. Okay. Yeah, make it go to sleep. Remember, you gotta get around the YouTube thing. They'll put you to sleep. But like you have a real long sleep. So that's what we believe will be appropriate punishment for what occurred to him. So this is not really, honestly, I can say it really doesn't have anything to do with Charlie Kirk, but
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like this is just the most recent major, if you want to say it that way, tragedy that happened where you start to see things kind of being exposed in people, for good or bad. So it's kind of more so about what has occurred since that tragedy. So, Stephen, I know you had some thoughts about it before we actually continue on to the actual meat of the topic. You had some things I think that you had on your mind about his method
Yeah. Some of
that you
his
would like to
methods.
share.
Yeah. I just want to touch on one of the things that I, admired about Kirk was, the way he'll go out, and debate, have, intellectual conversation with his adversaries or whatnot. And I feel like, that's something that, maybe losing from today's society, just having different schools of thoughts. And if you think, disagree with someone, then come together, do your research, come together and, debate whoever had the best ideas, that's who's going to win. So, that's one of the things I did admire about him. And, in my opinion, I wish we can get, more into things like that, so, as society moving on. So,
Yeah, I would agree with you on that too. Yeah, I don't know how many people would, do what he did.
yeah, that's
As far
tough.
as going into, like some people would say, going into the lion's den
Right.
and standing up there with a microphone or sitting down in the chair with a microphone and saying, "Hey,
Right.
prove me wrong."
Right.
You know,
And I know you'll probably agree with this, bro, but a lot of things are staged today. So, you're trying to control everything and you try to make things seem a certain way. So doing, something like that is a brave thing to do.
yeah, you
Um,
definitely got to appreciate him
so yeah.
for his methods and what he was willing to do. To try to help people to think a little bit more about why they believe the things that they believe, and just seeing if
Mm-hmm.
the things that they believe hold up to logic
Right.
and reason and involves critical thinking. I think we could probably say that we appreciate him for those methods and those things that he did going into those situations and dialoguing and debating, which is really lost today. To your point, so now we can kind of transition that into thinking about or talking about what exactly it is that we have noticed since the Charlie Kirk tragedy. Like, what are some of the things that we have noticed? What are some of the things that kind of give you a moment? Like, wow, that was kind of a funny thing to say, or that was kind of a funny reaction to have to something that you saw. And the thing that kind of came up in my head as we've seen the weeks have passed since that incident occurred was it kind of left me with a thought of like, man, are people looking for heroes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are people looking for heroes? And I think it is kind of normal in people to look for somebody who can help them or somebody who can save them. Indeed, I think it is in everyone,
Oh yeah.
and it's revealed one way or another. You know, um, we know as Christians, Christ is who saves us, and you can even see it with some of your movies that are made. There's a good guy and it's a bad guy, and the good guy triumphs in the end,
Right.
and he saves the day. Like, these things just don't come up out of thin air. I think those things rise in man. Like, they look for heroes. They want heroes. They want people to save
Right.
them. They want people that they can, prop up. Like, I
Right.
guess probably like the number one that we would see, touching on the movie world is like Superman.
Right.
Superman.
Yeah.
Everybody was, Superman, please help us, please save us. And when he saves them, what
Mm-hmm.
happens? He gets propped up.
Right. He's an
He
idol. Yeah.
yeah, he
Yeah.
becomes an idol and he gets propped up. Um, they build statues of him and
Right.
everything, and he, selling all this merchandise and doing all these things, and But Superman being the quintessential good guy, he doesn't really care about all that. He just wants to save and help people. And we're not saying that was, what Charlie Kirk was doing. Like we said at the beginning, it's really not so much about Kirk; it's about the reaction to what has occurred to him, the post reactions, and how people are behaving and acting. And I think one of the things, and we can kind of open this one up, that has been exposed in a lot of people is the idolatry of the heart. I think the idolatry of the heart has been exposed um, through him, not a fault of his own, but through him. And I think it goes back to just how people are prone to idolatry. And by people, I'm including us as well.
Right.
People are prone to idolatry. People are prone to propping people up and holding people to levels and statuses that they were not designed to be in.
Right. Yep.
And one of the ways, and I'll let you chime in on this too, Stu. One of the ways that I've seen it is, and you may not have noticed this, but if you're on social media, you had people in churches and leadership in churches who demanded that you discussed and talked about what occurred, to Charlie Kirk. And they said that if you did not bring it up, if you did not address it, whether you addressed it in a whole entire sermon or just in a short blurb out of the sermon, but if you did not address it, you were being an unfaithful pastor and unfaithful shepherd. I've seen that occur, and I've seen that with my own eyes, the reaction that a lot of people, and not just in the leadership, just people sitting in the pews, people who aren't Christians react in a different way, but it's the same.
The opposite end of the spectrum.
Right. It's the opposite end. They're coming from a different direction, but they beating in the middle. It's the same thing. They propped, him up to a status, to a level that it wasn't meant to, that he wasn't ever meant to be in. So what are your thoughts on that? Have you seen any type of evidences of idolatry, hero worship being exposed through what has happened to him?
Yeah, I seen like what you sent me the other day. What was that screenshot you sent me? Just like he's dead. When you're dead, that's the end all be all. And then you're either in heaven or you're in hell. And what that screenshot said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, since you brought it up, he stole my thunder. This man stole.
I didn't know if he was gonna use that because I'm sorry, bro.
Nah,
it's all the same. We family.
You good? Hold on, you good.
But what it said? I'm sorry, Charlie. Yeah, I'm sorry, Charlie. And kind of in the way we were talking about that, bro. Kind of in the way similar to, how Catholics pray to dead saints or whatnot. So you just got to be careful of just propping, like you said, bro. Just propping men up, and then looking at it biblically. That's one of the main reoccurring themes in Scripture. Idolatry. And how God was always telling the Israelites, they seemed like the Israelites were always trying to prop something up, golden calf, things of that nature, men, So that's one thing, that God hates and that man struggles with. So just got to keep in mind, to always be focused on Christ, be focused on God. Everything that's good, that's in your life, the trials, that you may go through. Just focus on God, don't men can be great and God uses men, but just never elevate them to the place of God. So that's just the main thing we have to remember as people. We are all susceptible to that. So
yeah, that's facts. Good comments, little bro. And the comment that he's talking about that I sent to him, the statement was made in response to the outcome of the election. Up in the mayor election up in New York, and the governor election, what was it, in Virginia and New Jersey?
Right.
It was in relation to those. And the person made the statement to say that they were sorry, Charlie, And this is directly quoted. I'm sorry, Charlie. Lord, have mercy on us. Um, so it's like we said, like, what do you notice? I asked you, like, what do you notice about that statement? And it wasn't that the person was, praying or talking to Charlie, but what arises in that person's mind, it would have to be, I can't read minds or no hearts. I'm not saying that, but when someone makes a statement such as that, it's as if they have elevated him to a certain position to where, they didn't want to let him down. It's like if someone that has gone and they're no longer on this earth, like ultimately, we're not letting that person down. They're not aware of the things that are going on. Like it's like all of the people who have gone before us in our family, they don't know what's going on down here. They don't see we doing this podcast right now.
Right.
And I can understand though, if you have an affinity or love for someone,
right.
You want to take the things that they taught you and go on with it, but it won't ever be to a situation where, you just have it in your mind where you're saying, I'm sorry to this person who is no longer,
right,
on the earth or whatnot. So I think that is not an isolated incident, and I've even seen similar things in prior tragedies that have occurred with people who are held in high esteem. Like you can even look at it and take it to, from a Christian standpoint, what occurred to some pastors who passed we would call famous pastors like Voddie Baucham and Pastor John MacArthur had passed. Some people maybe would have similar thoughts, with them, and would hold them to certain statuses and levels that they weren't meant to be in. Meanwhile, their local church pastor, I guess they kind of like second fiddle, because you hold a person to a certain level or a certain position that they aren't meant to be in. It just reveals what's in your heart. And you made the point, and that was actually on my mind too. So great minds think alike about how the children of Israel,
right.
The children of Israel in the Old Testament were always in a situation where they were having their idolatry exposed.
Right.
Indeed, God himself even told them over numerous pages in the prophets and over the Old Testament how their idolatry has been exposed. With the golden calf. Moses was on the mountain receiving the 10 commandments, Sinai, right? And Moses was gone too long. They needed something to see so they could worship and idolize.
Now that I think about it, it all stemmed from not trusting God, not trusting God, being fixed on him, being totally dependent on him. That stuff gonna come up. Idolatry gonna come up because humans always need something to look at to, you do try to be like and things of that nature. So, yeah.
I mean, it's in us,
right?
It's in man to worship. Like we were created to worship God. Right. Okay, so first off, so now you have to think that is already in the heart of man to worship God, and if you don't worship God, you're gonna worship something else.
Right.
So that's the case with the children of Israel. Like that is one of the most heinous sins because you have put something in God's place.
Right. Yeah.
And so what happens when you elevate something to God's place that's not meant to be there?
So you're gonna deal with your jealous God.
God is a jealous God. Yeah. And something else that's revealed is that, when you have such high esteem and regard for a person, regardless of if they do something that, let's just call it what it is, they do something wrong or they say something that is wrong, right? The excuses will be made for anything that person does.
Right. And that's idolatry.
And that is idolatry. Well, like, what else can it be? Like you would continue to explain away what this person has done because you hold this person in a position
hiding that
they are not. Yeah,
term for that.
Yeah.
So
You know, you hold this person in a position where they are not meant to occupy, and because you have lifted them up to a status of an idol, anything that they do, you will find a way to justify it.
Right.
Now, tell me, we don't see that today.
See that a lot.
Like you see that on all sides. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just be for real, 100 with it today. You see that when people how they treat Donald Trump. You know, if they are, you know, fans of President Donald Trump, anything that he does that is wrong, flat out wrong, is one or two things gonna happen. Go act like they didn't see it.
Right.
You won't hear from them about it, or if you present it to them, it'll be some type of the left did this,
right.
or,
Oh yeah,
or it'll be what about this? They'll explain it away. It'll always be something that explains away what this person that you hold in this status, this level has done.
And to understand that every man's, you know, fell short, you know, based on God's standard, then just remembering that to help you not to do that. You know, you put too much into a human.
Yeah, just man. We're not saying that you can't appreciate man.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
You like, admire. There's nothing wrong with admiring somebody, you know, doing the right. So
yeah, because we do it all the time. We always talk about how we appreciate certain guys that we saw or see, or that we saw something that they did and we appreciate on. Hey man, I like this guy. We talk about sport, man. I like him. He seemed to be a good family man. You know, he do all these things. Like we're not talking about, you know, not appreciating what people do, but you have to be very careful that idolatry doesn't creep in your heart, because every idol will let you down.
Oh yeah,
I can say that. It's not a whole lot of things that I could be definitive about, you know, outside of what the Bible says. But every idol will let you down. All of them, because they're just mere men, and they're not to be in those positions that, you know, we put them in. So, you got anything else to add on that point?
No, I think we touched on a lot. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So you definitely see it. I think it just is another reason for us to just kind of check ourselves, right? Because next time it's going to be something else. It's going to be another person. It's going to be another tragedy that happens. Unfortunately, that's just that's the world we live in. Tragic things happen. Tragic things happen to people. Tragic things happen to people that we love. Right. But what is our reaction going to be from it? I think is the key thing that we would like to put to the forefront as we talk about this. And so you see it, like churches actually, like on this, it's funny how churches actually said you are in sin if you don't address it. They really said it. Somebody listening to this knows it too. They know it. Guaranteed. Like churches actually will say things like, you are in sin if you don't address it. You need to leave the church if they don't address it. What is that?
Yeah, that's idolatry.
Yeah, I try to just think of the thought process.
Yeah.
Like, what's the thought process of the person who says that? Hey, you know what I mean? Like, so if I'm standing behind a pulpit, or if I'm just a person like we mentioned earlier, is sitting in the pew, and my belief is, if you don't mention the tragedy that happened to Charlie Kirk, you are in sin. Now, if you don't respond or act a certain way, you are in sin.
Right. You're trying to he putting them up there as with biblical figures. Now you think about it, inserting that in his church. So I just signed up, that's in his heart, which is idolatry.
Yeah.
So
and
that's why it's an issue, though, because coming to the church is crazy.
Yeah.
Bringing it into the church is crazy.
Yeah, that's where it's risen to. So we only left to think. Like, if you bring it to the church matters of discussion, we only left so like you brought it into that realm. So now I'm thinking about idolatry. You see what I'm saying?
I mean,
you bought it into that.
That's all. That's what it is.
Discussion.
A place of worship. It's a place of worship.
Yeah.
So, not sure why that's even being spoken about. Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? It's everybody. Like it's not everybody. Like I'm not impugning on everyone's motives or pretending like I know everyone's motives who do certain things or react in a certain way. But because we are all fallen, man, you know it's there. And so really just more so like hey, just check yourself, examine yourself. Are you prone to put people on pedestals? I think the answer is yes for all of us.
Right. Yeah.
And then the next question is have you actually done that through what has occurred? Like have you put people on pedestals? You see a whole lot of things and evidences of that today, like people making pictures and photos. They got I'm laughing at it because it's in my head. Like it's in my head though, man. You have people like making pictures of President Trump. You got Jesus on the shoulder, or quote unquote, the person who's supposed to be Jesus standing on him. Then you had his sons said that his father was saving God.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Yeah, saving God, like that, saving Christianity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you've seen a lot of things like people have just placed this man in categories of Jesus. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of people have done that.
I've seen that.
A lot of people have done that. And then you see it also with liberals. They might not have individuals that they put on pedestals like that. Now, President Obama was cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I ain't gonna lie.
President Obama was cool.
Especially, I ain't gonna lie, I love the black women. But boy, we better not talk bad about Obama.
Man, and his family and his wife. Yeah, boy.
Man.
Black card revolt.
I'm saying, man.
The black card revolt, man. You out of there. You toast. But I think more so with them, it's just they place.
It's that. You gonna hear that.
Man, duck, get up and get some shelter and get up out of there, boy. Yeah. But it's like you don't even really see it with an individual. Like I think you did see it with President Obama. We agree on that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think for leftists it's more government. I think
like
government
party allegiance.
Yeah. Well, shoot, now hold on. Now party allegiance, Republicans too.
Yeah.
You see it, boy. Hey, boy, it's us against
them. I'm speaking on black folk. Black folk, man, we just hardcore them. So that just come to my mind. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like that too.
Yeah, I want us to come out of that, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a whole nother discussion, boy.
Yeah, that might be it. Hardcore them is crazy.
Yeah, that go crazy in the wrong way. Right. And then what the young people say, go crazy.
Right.
That go crazy, but in a bad way.
It's like you doing business with somebody. When you go do business with somebody, you don't want to go into the deal. You don't want them thinking like, yeah, man, they're going to take anything I give them.
Yeah.
You got to go in there like poker face kind of thing for to get, the best deal, get the best out of him. Yeah. They're going to work for something, man.
I don't know what this boy going to do.
Yeah. Right, don't do stuff like that. You go, oh, yeah,
hold up, man. I was talking about the government.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, you good. So, I think with Republicans and conservatives, I notice how I differentiated them too.
Oh, Republicans and conservatives, okay.
I differentiated them too, boy.
Right. That's the party.
You got to pick that up.
Republican.
You got to pick that up, right?
Conservatives stick to core value, traditional values.
Exactly. So I think with the left is more like government. That's why you see them. With them, it's more government needs to do this or needs to do this, needs to do that, or needs to do this, and they should be doing it. They should be giving us this, giving us that. Hey, like somebody said though, this is not original to me, but this thing made sense, boy. They said if the government has the power to feed you, the government had the power to starve you too. And so, you kind of see that coming from the leftist angle. I think their idolatry or hero worship is more prone to the government can fix it. The government needs to fix it. Almighty government.
Control everything.
Yeah. Almighty government.
One world government kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's like, who comprises the government? People.
Right.
And we already established before we started, baby. All people are prone to it in certain ways. So you just putting more people on pedestals. You talking about the government, you see what's going on now with the shutdown.
Select group of people.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So
control.
The idolatry is on all sides, all angles. So we come in with that foolishness, talking about, why y'all say this, why y'all do this here, we got enough smoke to pass around for everybody. So don't be coming over with that crazy, that foolishness.
Right, sure.
We all send these emails, okay? So I think at the end of the day, though, so regardless, it's not so much about Charlie Kirk. We agree with that, right? It's not so much about him. So it's really nothing at all to do about him. You know, we appreciate what he did. We already established that at the beginning. It's just that with or through what happened to him, he's just like the latest conduit for people's heart to be exposed.
Right.
And it's gonna be somebody else at some point down the road. You know, it's gonna be someone else at some point down the road who just exposes what is already in the heart of man. Like things need to happen in order for you to see the real person. You know, and some of the things that people are prone to. And then another thing I was thinking about too, man, like we live in the world also, like we're so quick and prone to prop people up and idolize people in our heart that all they have to do is say like one good thing.
Right. And then you ready
if they say one good thing, they are propped up. And again, I'm not saying that's the case with Charlie Kirk, okay? I'm just saying that you will see any Johnny come lately on the scene. If he said one good thing, boy, propping them, putting them up there to the top, boy. There's my next idol. There's our next idol. Right. Man, did you hear what he said? He said 1 + 1 is 2.
Like, ooh, but yeah, it's the next good thing, next best thing.
Yeah. Like literally, like 1 + 1 is 2. And man, yeah, boy, that's the guy that you heard Joe Blow said this, man. Yeah, I love Joe Blow. Then they know this guy propped up, and then what happens? He falls, and then people get devastated. People get devastated when those idols fall. Like I've seen that too. Like when idols fall, people will literally become devastated, and it hurts them, and it destroys them. And they just don't know how to go on with life because their idol has fallen.
Right.
What do you think? You see that?
Yeah, you see that a lot. You even see it, with probably a little bit more prevalent celebrity worship.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a bad thing like that, man. Mm-hmm. Things of that nature. So and nothing changes. It's nothing new under the sun. It's been going on since Adam and Eve. So, just trying to be aware of it, not let it creep in, like you said earlier, bro.
Yeah, that's big facts, man. I think celebrityism,
it's crazy, man.
Is the biggest one. They enter into them people's lives and know everything about them.
Yeah, know everything about them. Don't care about nothing else, man. I see it a lot.
Yeah, they know everything about them. And if you say one negative word against them, they act like you just talked about their mom or something.
Right.
Or their dad. We prone to idolatry, man. Like we gotta just really be aware that as people, like if you see somebody come on and they saying a good thing or they say a couple of good things, okay. Thank God that they have said what is right.
Yeah, we gotta do a lot better with the betting, man.
Yeah, just chill.
Yeah, we stamp stuff too early.
Yeah,
we stamp. Said one
good thing. Yeah, just step back and chill a little bit and say, okay, all right, I like that. Let me just keep watching this
Right,
guy
right.
or watching
I'm
this
hearing
girl.
what Big Rob be saying, what that Parks be saying. Just sit back and watch. Or he'll be like, I'm watching them.
Time and truth.
Right.
Time
What?
and truth go
What?
hand in hand. Yeah, but that's
Time
facts
and truth
though.
go hand in hand, son.
That thing ain't facts though, man. You
Nah,
gotta
right
really,
though.
you gotta really look. Man, just step back, relax. Everybody's a man. Everybody dresses the same. Everybody puts on their clothes the same. Everybody breathes the same. Everybody's just a man. Not saying you can appreciate people. Don't put people on idols.
Right.
They are men.
You can admire people, draw inspiration, but keep it in its right perspective. That's a big thing. Put everything in its right perspective.
Yeah. The best of men are men at best. Many people have said that statement over the years, and it's a true statement right there. You can keep that one in your hat right there because that's facts. So at the end of the day, we're not really, this hasn't been about Charlie Kirk per se. It's just more about the responses and what has been exposed, at least from our thinking and our mind, our eyes, to the reaction of what has happened to him. So, you got anything you want to add to be summing this bad boy up?
Nah, but just take this episode and just be aware of, don't let the idolatry creep in and just always be, God centered. Be focused on Him. So,
Boy, I like your outros, boy. I think you might. I think we need to start giving you the last word on the thing because it'd be good like that last one where you read that verse at the end.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The little Stube outros, man.
Right.
You might need to make that like a
Stube outro.
The Stube outro had like a spinoff.
Right.
A spinoff podcast, boy. Stube outro. It'd just be a whole podcast full of outros, boy.
That's crazy.
Man, that'd be crazy. A whole outro full of Steve and just very quietly and humbly saying something. Hey, everyone.
Right.
I want you to remember your parents. You love them very much. And if it wasn't for them being together, you wouldn't be here. And then that'd be the end of the whole thing, boy.
Nice and simple.
Yeah,
concise.
Yeah, exactly. Facts. So I hope you have enjoyed this time with us today and you pulled up your chair and you just kind of thought about some things that we said. And again, if you have any thoughts or questions or concerns or pushback or encouragement or feedback, send them to the email that you see right now on your screen, Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. That's Rocking Chair Chronicles 904 at gmail.com. Send anything you want to send to us. We enjoy reading it. If you send it to us, we will enjoy it. We will read it. And maybe we'll put you on blast or something. If you come with that foolishness, we might put you on blast. Right? Cause look, don't get it twisted. Like we might. No, I'm just playing. I mean, we might. I don't know. We
ain't playing.
We might put you on blast. But we might not say your name. Yeah, we do have a modicum of civility.
What? We gonna say clown from such and so.
Yeah, we have a modicum of civility. So if you send it to us, just be aware. We may bring it up, but we will not share any information about your email address unless you do something crazy or say something crazy. I might be joking, I might not be joking. But anyway, thank you for joining us on this episode number 4. We hope this giving you things to think about, things to take away, things to discuss, made you feel a certain way about us, made you, get a little angry. We don't know. We're not trying to do that, but we just want you to think. We hope that you've had a good time with us today. And when we see y'all on the next episode, always remember, like this episode, subscribe to the channel. If you made it this far and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, share it around, give it to everybody that you know so they can come and pull up our chair. We're going to have like a real big old house or something. Like, I wish we could have like a real big old property.
Or just what?
With a whole bunch of rocking chairs on there. Everybody like do this thing live, like have thousands of seats or something, man.
And people talking and stuff. That sounds cool.
Rockin' Chair Chronicles, man. Road show. You never know. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. We'll see y'all next time on the episode.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Love y'all.